My grandma gave everyone fake recipes of her famous meatloaf just to stay the best cook in the family. My grandmother used to make the most amazing meatloaf. She would make it for me every time I visited her. I loved it so much that she taught me how to make it. I wrote down the recipe and followed her instructions exactly. It was delicious, but it never tasted quite as good as hers. I figured it was just because she was better at cooking than me. Years later, after she passed away, I was going through her things and found her recipe box. I pulled out the card for her meatloaf and noticed something strange. The recipe was different from the one she had given me. I realized that she had intentionally given me the wrong recipe. I was hurt and confused. Why would she do that? I decided to try making the meatloaf using the recipe I found in her box. It was exactly like I remembered. I was happy to have finally recreated her dish, but I couldn't shake the feeling of betrayal. A few months later, I was talking to my mom about it. She laughed and said, "Oh honey, she did that to everyone. She didn't want anyone to be able to make her meatloaf as well as she could. It was her thing." I realized that my grandmother had been a little bit of a trickster. I wasn't mad anymore. I was just grateful to have had her in my life and to have finally cracked the code of her famous meatloaf.